Welcome to Put the Kids to Bed and Let's Talk. Today I have a special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, of course, of course. My name is Deborah Braddock. I am a 30-year-old African American woman. I am here in the state of Mississippi. I am currently a therapist slash consultant slash life coach. Um, so I love talking to people, motivating people, encouraging people. Um, yeah, that's a little bit about me and who I am. Happy to be here on the show.
I love it. I love it. Especially the life coach. That's interesting. So before we get into the topic, I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions. What is your sexuality?
My sexuality, I am a sexual heterosexual. Gucci Mane voice, that's Gucci Mane.
A sexual heterosexual. I love it. I love it. I mean, that makes sense though. That makes sense. Do you mind sharing your religious stance? Like, are you Christian, Muslim, something else?
Of course, baby, we always ready to share. Definitely a Christian, definitely a Christian. I know it's a big debate on spiritual and religion or whatever, but I'm definitely spiritual. Believe in the Lord Jesus,
Hmm,
God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit, all three
let's
for
go.
sure.
And do you are you like any under any denominations? I think I'm saying it right. Yeah, like Methodist,
Um,
Baptist.
Right. No, I don't affiliate with any denominations.
Okay,
I do go to Real Life Church. Shout out to Real Life. Um,
real
I want to
life.
say for the
Okay,
last, I want to say about hmm, that was before I went to graduated. So about 10 years now, about 11 years. I go to non-denomination churches, and for those who don't know what that is, it's just literally be there to praise God. We're not
mm,
associated with any type of Baptist or Methodist. It's just solely, stuck in tradition. It's solely, hey, we all acknowledge God. We here to praise and worship Him. We're not caught up in a denomination.
okay, okay. And are you single, married, or what?
I'm single.
Why you say it like that?
I am single. I am single.
Okay.
Definitely.
And does being a Christian woman impact who you date and how you date?
Most definitely. Now that I'm older, um, it definitely has an impact on who I date, how I date. Um, More into, do you have the same values as I do? Right?
Mm.
Look, I need to know, do you believe in God as well? You can't just get away with, do you believe in God? Because folks be trying to be slick, right? So I have to ask the question: do you believe in God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit? Because they're like, I believe in a God. And they
Yeah,
always say that. I
yeah.
believe in a God, and then I be like, all right, I got to move around. So it definitely plays a role.
Mm.
As soon as I hear that, I'm moving around. Got to move around. Um, so it definitely plays a role in who I date and how I date. I need to know that our values align.
Mm. Cool. And is this something you figure out like soon as you start liking them, or like when is a good time to ask them what you believe in?
And so I wanted us to discuss that, right? Because I've had this conversation with people, and it's like, Deborah, you cannot be having these conversations immediately. People, I don't understand what's going on. It's really up for debate, right? Like, as for me and my household, it's immediately. So I
Okay.
had a guy that tried to talk to me in Walmart, and he was talking. He was like, "Hey, what's your name?" or whatever. He was like, "You look like this beautiful Nubian queen," and all of this. And I'm like, "Sir, do you believe in Jesus?" And instantly I asked him that.
Mm.
And I was just like, I asked him the question, do you believe in God? And that's when he was like, I believe in a God, or he He was like, well, what do you mean? Or what is God to you? And then immediately I was like, okay, don't worry about it. You have a good day, sir. Um, and he was just trying to go on about, like what does God mean? Sir, I can tell now that no, I can see where you're going with it. Another guy tried to talk to me. I gotta stay out of Walmart. Another guy tried to talk to me, and he was like, "Well, I work 7 days a week, and da 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 da." And I'm like, "Do you believe in Jesus?" And it came out immediately. I didn't mean for it to come out that way, but it concerned me that he worked that much and wasn't spending no time in the church. So I'm just
Oh,
like, "Do you?"
okay.
He was like, I I do, I do, and I'm like, "Oh, okay." So for me, it's something that I ask off rip. I'm not somebody that like to waste time. I don't try to go on a couple of dates and then ask, "Oh, well, what is your written?" No, these are things that I ask immediately. Like when they
Mm.
ask, how they guys ask, "Oh, where your man at?" Or "What's your number?" I'm like, who you believe in?" That's my go-to question.
Yeah.
That's my go-to question.
Nah, ain't nothing wrong with that. I guess the Nubian queen kind of did it for you, and then him not
The,
resting on the Sabbath day. He ain't got no time for God.
but I need you to rest. I
Oh,
need you to relax, sir. When are
yeah.
you spending time with him if you always on the oil field, honey?
He probably thought that would impress you, though. He probably thought that would
And he
impress you.
probably thought it was. Just for the next person, yes, they love the fact that you making that money. But I need to know if you spending that time with him. What does that look like?
I hear you. So now that we got that out the way, we got a Christian single woman on the line, African American, and she's a therapist, life coach, consultant. That means she can talk very well. She articulate. Um, Polygamy. Would you try it?
Polygamy. As for me, um, I think it's good to say that I would not.
Okay.
Um, I'm trying to see. I wouldn't try it.
At
I want to
all?
see.
Like not at
I'm
all?
trying. So I'm trying to word this. I'm trying to word this. I would not try it because of my values and my beliefs.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
I wouldn't try it because of my values and beliefs. The Lord that I serve says that we are meant for one person and one person only. Our body is our temple. Our body is not our own. The Holy Spirit lives in me. That man don't want every Pookie and Ray Ray them over here, right?
Yeah.
So I would.
And you know there
On the
are.
flip side,
Okay.
go ahead, go ahead,
No, go.
go
I
ahead.
want to hear the flip side. What's the flip side?
So no, I would. So I'm trying to say this without. I want to say first of all, I don't. For those who do it, I
Hmm.
love that for them. If
Okay.
that makes sense. Like
Okay.
even though I don't do it, I'm not like, oh, they shouldn't be doing that type thing. I love it for whoever it's for. Like if you like it, baby, go for it. Like do your thing.
Yeah.
So I love that for whoever if that works for them. I don't push my values and beliefs off on other people. Like if that's what you like, go for it. If it works for you, go for it. I love that for y'all. I feel like in another lifetime, I don't know how to make that make sense. I'm trying to make it make sense.
Like it.
Like if in another Twilight Zone, as my mama used to say,
Hmm.
I probably would, and I don't know how to make that make sense. Because I don't want to contradict what I'm saying. I
So if you didn't
I
know
firmly
if the word hadn't came to you and you received it, you think you would try it?
probably.
And so taking away the beliefs and we talking into the if we had Deborah in another dimension, what would attract you? What would attract you to polygamy in a different dimension?
um, the idea of not. Let me see. The idea of not being literally just tied to one person. The
Mm.
idea that I have more than one person. I was my algorithm on TikTok was that at one point. And I'm just like, we got to change this because absolutely not. And we had one guy, I mean, one lady.
Mm.
We have guys and we have girls. And there was a woman. She was saying that she had been with her husband for so long, and she loved her husband, but her husband, I think, wasn't pleasing her sexually, and so the other guy was able to do so, but her husband was also able to be the provider.
Mm.
So I feel like you have different sectors. So you can have this one person who is able. If people haven't watched the show Sex Life, is on Netflix. I'm just shouting out stuff. It's a show called Sex Life, and I watched it. And so with that, she had one guy that was able to provide. Right, you have this one guy that can provide. They can take care of the bills. They are there for you emotionally. Right. Then you have another guy that is there for you that can take care of you intellectually on an intellectual level. And then you
Mm.
have another guy that can take care of you sexually, right? So the idea of, hey, I can't find that one person who can have all three. You know how to take care of me. You could be a provider in my household. You can also take care of me sexually. You can also take care of me intellectually.
Mm.
You missing one. Somebody missing one. You ain't gonna have all of them, right?
Mm.
Not saying that that's impossible. I'm throwing this idea out there that I need somebody for each area, emotionally, financially,
Yeah.
intellectually. I get something from each individual.
And that was one of my questions, but you answered it. I was like, do you feel like you can have
Right.
everything? Nah, that's good. That's good. That let me know that it was a valid question because you was gonna you know what I'm saying, it led you to it anyway. So you don't feel like you can have everything in one person or in one man.
No, that's what I was saying. I was just throwing it out there. I don't want to say it. So that's what I was saying. The show that I was watching, Sex Life, that was the argument of she wasn't getting that from her husband. She was only getting the providing, and it made me question it. And to answer your question, I don't really. When it was going on, I was wondering, like, Donald, can you have all of that in one person? Like,
Hmm.
can you get all of that in one person, or do you have to go to this person or that person? I was watching Bones last night, and she was dating two guys at one time, and she said one was she could talk to her intellectually, the other one she couldn't. It was just pure sexual attraction. She couldn't get both out of
Hmm.
one person.
And
So it's
does
like,
so not to interrupt your thought. So would you think that single women practice polygamy without being polygamous? Like they like, cause I've always heard that like you get put in categories of women. You got like Mr. Fix It or the handyman that come through and with the wrench, with the tools, he do his thing. Then you got the man that's like the provider, like you said, and then you have the one that's like the friend would most likely probably be like the intellectual guy. Like, is that just a natural thing that occurs when women like are out on the prowl and run into dudes and be like, dang, I like him, but he don't do it for me this way, so I gotta talk to this dude and talk to this dude.
so I won't, because I don't. Let's define what polygamy is, right? What
So
is the definition of it?
I'm glad you said that. I got the phone. Where is my phone? Right here. Took a screenshot of it because polygamy is just like the umbrella term, but if it has three different forms of it. So the most common form is the one you hear about with men dating having multiple wives, and that is called. Let me pull it up real quick. Where is it? That is called polygyny, and that's where a man has multiple wives. Then you have polyandry, which is when a woman has multiple husbands. And then you have another one, which is like a group marriage, where it's just two families coming together, or two marriages, coming together, or maybe even more. It's just multiple husbands
Right,
and multiple wives. Which
right.
one would sound more appealing to you?
And that's why I wanted you to define it, because when you asked the question right before that, it's like, would that be polygamy if we just going solely off of what you said before, right?
Hmm.
Um,
Well, I mean,
it
I
wouldn't
guess you
be
got to be
polygamy, right?
married because it'll be
Right.
like your hood. But I'm saying if you took away the ceremony and the ritual and putting them in the same house, they still around the same
Mm-hmm.
woman.
Yeah.
And like, but not saying that's polygamy, but I'm saying a lot of people argument is that it's just natural that we like
Mm-hmm.
variety, especially men. You know, they say it's a variety.
Yep. Yep.
So
Um,
yeah, which
what
one?
was the question again?
So you would want to be the woman that has multiple husbands, not you would not want to be a sister wife.
Yeah, I probably would have. I would most definitely not.
Do you think that
Oh,
mean?
absolutely not.
Do you think only weak-minded women become sister wives?
Ooh. Um, I, I wouldn't say that, James.
So they're not
Weak
weak-minded.
minded. Let me say. Let
Are
me
they
see. I
naive?
mean, not.
What are they? What are
I
they?
like the people that who know how to word stuff so beautifully. Um, like still speaking from a strength based approach. Let me see how to say that. I wouldn't say naive or weak minded. I would say it's their preference, right? Um, if that's your preference, who am I to say that you're weak minded? I would question where do they stand when it comes to their self esteem and their confidence,
Mm, so you
right?
feel like
I
they
would
okay? Keep going. My bad.
go
My
ahead.
bad. Nah, this is your flow.
Yeah, I mean, I just would question, where do you feel like you have high self esteem? Do you feel like you know your worth? Because you can know your worth and have high self esteem and can build out healthy boundaries and all of this, and still would prefer to be a sister wife just to have that family or just to have that, um, that network, that type of relationship. So I don't necessarily want to label, oh, if you're a sister wife, then you are weak minded. No, I would say, that's your preference. Um,
Mm,
but I do. It depends on it depends on the individual. It depends on that female. Because if you say no, I mean, if you working on codependency and all you know is, oh, I'm gonna just be here for this man, regardless if he got 3 other women too. If that's what he like, I'm gonna like it too, just because that's what he like, and I don't have no sense of identity, so I'm codependent on him. So then that's a horse of another color, right? Like
yeah.
it depends on the individual.
Okay. But basically, you feel like it's something wrong though. A healthy, confident woman wouldn't be a sister wife. That's basically how you feel.
I like how you took that and turned it.
I'm
I like
just,
how you
I'm
took
just
that and
going
you were
off of
gonna
what you
make that be
said.
that.
I'm going off of what you said. I mean, I feel the same way about 2, 4, 5 men sharing one woman, and they know that they doing it. I feel like that's weak. I feel like that's. I mean,
So what? So you say it's weak? Like what about it makes it weak?
um, it's just my toxic masculinity.
Mm.
I can't see me groveling at the feet with 4 other men for one woman. Like that's just throw to me. Like in my mind, I'm the ultimate man. Like that's I'm trying to be, and I
So
don't
what are
feel
you?
like
I mean, you said groveling. Who's groveling? Where's groveling coming from?
it just make because it's like what she gonna clean up behind 5 men, or is the 5 men gonna clean up behind her? Like how that go? Like I can't see like
You can't wrap your
men.
head around it.
Yeah, I just can't. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Cause it's just crazy to me. But I ain't knocking a woman if she can do it. She can do it. You know what I'm saying? Some men cool with it. I think for me, if I had to choose, it would either be the poly with the women or the group marriage. I think those two. And it would be more like, to me, I feel like it would be more, it would be freeing in the sense of
Mhm.
you're not basing your relationship off of cheating. Cause like most
Mhm.
relationships, I ain't gonna say most, but a lot of relationships end due to cheating. But if you have 5 wives, you still could cheat on them with a sixth person. But at the same time, it might not be taken as bad, or maybe you could just bring that person in, or you might be too tied down with 2 or 3 wives that you don't feel like, or it might not even that might not even be your mindset. You might be a faithful man, you just needed more than one, because women do get tired. Maybe she don't feel like doing them, but the other one do. Like certain things like that are, it sound like it could be cool, but then it sound like it could be a hassle. But then the group marriage sounds cool too if you like, say you got brothers that's like 2 or 3 years apart, and they just share their women with each other, and they, like that. I can see that like balancing out, but maybe not. Though. I don't know. It sounds reckless at the same time too. So I don't know. It sounds reckless to me, but I'm just thinking about like it would free you of that insecurity of cheating. But then it's still either way. People, no matter what you do, people gonna feel insecure about certain things because she might like him more. She might have been in his room too long. I don't know how I go, but it.
See, that's why I said, like, when you twisted my words around, I feel like it's not. It's a preference, right? I don't want to base it solely off of you have a weak mindset, or you have, or like what you were saying, as for cheating, somebody's gonna be insecure about it, or I'm worried if they're gonna cheat, or I'm worried if he's gonna like me more than her, or he's spending more
Yeah.
time with her. Again, it's a preference, right? So if I don't think it's, again, I don't necessarily think there's someone that's gonna be weak minded. I do believe there's somebody it's possible that you can have a very strong mind. You can be confident about yourself. You can be secure with yourself and not be worried about if I'm not going to be a sister wife. But if that was the case, and if I chose to do it, that's my preference. I have full confidence within myself. I'm not worried about if he is, like her more than he like me. I know my place and I know my role here in this situation, or not situation, in this relationship. So I know I chose to be with him and these 3 other women. And
Mm.
so I know my place is to be able to cook, or we share time with him. I'm not worried about him cheating because it's an open relationship. So cheating is only for those that are in a monogamous
Is it
relationship,
though?
right?
Is it? I think that could be. I think it could go both because I done heard of swingers having rules and boundaries too. Like they still could like break a
Again, that's
boundary.
the rules and the boundaries of that relationship. That's their preference, right? But in
Right.
my preference, look, we have some people that, look, we can talk to whoever we want to.
Okay.
That's not cheating. That's not if again, we switching the definition a little bit. It's the preference. I choose to be with this man, and he can still be with whoever it is that he wants.
Mm.
Or I'm choosing, again, in these types of relationships, there's an agreement. Again, it depends on the agreement of the individuals,
Okay.
the preference of the individual. So let's not look at it as a right or wrong thing. Just look at it as preference.
Have you
Or
ever?
what terms did we come up with?
Okay. I mean, I feel that. I think that's. I think that makes sense. Um, have you ever dated 2 people at the same time?
I haven't.
You haven't.
I have not.
How do you define dating when I say that?
I don't know if I should say this. That's gonna go against it. Uh, I don't. I ask people this question. I have asked my line sister this question. I have asked my coworkers this question.
What question? What are you?
James, the question of what does it mean? Well, like, how do you find dating?
Oh,
because I
okay.
have shared that. Okay, I really haven't been out on a date before. I haven't really just been in. Like, how does this
Oh,
work?
you feel like dating mean the child going out on dates?
Mm, no,
Well,
not
have you
necessarily.
ever been in
But
two relationships at the same time?
that's what I was getting to. That's what I was trying to say. And I was saying I don't know if I should share that or not.
It
But I don't mind being open and transparent. It is what it is.
is what it
No,
is.
I haven't. I haven't been in a relationship before.
Oh, you never
And a lot
been
of people
in a
find that
relationship before?
James, please.
No, I'm making
I
sure that we me and the audience heard
Yes.
what you said.
You
Okay.
just gotta reiterate that. You just want to
Nah,
elaborate on that, don't you?
I ain't mean it like that. But you never been in a relationship before. That is
Yes.
that
I
is
talked with
very
my
unique.
colleagues about that. I'm sure. Um, I feel like it drops my credibility.
Nah, it
But
don't. That's unique though. That's unique. So you are like,
that was the debate. That was the debate because I was like, well, y'all, how do you define dating? Because
have you
depending
ever had a
on,
boyfriend? Like
I
somebody
have
was like,
not.
okay.
I mean, so the question was, the debate was, how do you define a boyfriend? Like, what do you like? When do you count it? Right.
When you say
So, and I
that's your
couldn't
boyfriend,
decide, huh?
when you say that's my boyfriend, and he be like, you
But
my
okay,
girlfriend.
if when I was in kindergarten, I did that several times, right? I did that kindergarten
Oh
through sixth
yeah.
grade, right? But do we count grade school? Are we count grade school, or we just count when we were grown? Like
We
that's what the
count
question was.
we count in middle school and up.
What's middle school? That's seventh grade,
Yeah,
sixth grade.
yeah.
Okay, because I get middle school, elementary, and junior high. We call it junior high where I'm from. But so what are we counting, right?
We count
And
that.
then how long is it? If is it like,
It
hey, if nothing under 6 months, nothing over,
nah.
So
It's
what does
just
that look like?
was that your boyfriend? Did y'all call each other boyfriend or girl? It could have been a day. The time limit don't matter. It's just did y'all agree to be boyfriend and girlfriend?
Yeah.
So no, that never happened.
Um, I don't count any. No, I think I had one. I had maybe two that called themselves that called them my boyfriend. But
Oh, okay.
I never agreed to those terms. I never agreed to that.
Mm,
They just inserted themselves. So as it relates to me, no.
okay.
I did not. We did not go on dates. We did not. Um, it was it was relations is what it was. It
Mm.
was not a relationship.
That is so
Um,
interesting.
so
We definitely would have to spin back and get you back on here and discuss that if you ever want to. That's very interesting. And I mean,
yeah.
that is interesting. What do you think could be the most beneficial thing in a poly relationship? I mean, I think to me you kind of hinted at it with like getting all those like you can have one dude that specializes in being intellectual, like stimulating your mind. Then you got the other dude that's just like good with sex, and then you have the other dude that's making bank.
Right. Yeah, I
But
think that would be
would that work if they knew that that's what was going on? Like, what man wants to be known as a provider and the other dude is better at? You know what I'm saying? Like that's gonna like mess with his mind or his ego. I feel. You get what I'm saying? But I guess if they both
most
getting it,
definitely.
they wouldn't have to know. They
Well,
wouldn't have
no,
to
I
know.
think it's about being honest. I
Yeah,
think
it
it's
is about
about
being
being
honest.
honest,
Yeah.
and being open, right? Like I said, I was watching a show last night, and Bones has this way of being completely honest. And she just said it. She was just like, "Look, I'm with you because you stimulate me intellectually, and I'm with the other guy because he stimulates me sexually, and I'm being straightforward with you, right?" And so it's like, oh, so you saying I'm not good in bed, I'm not good enough,
Hmm.
but it's also a sense of, and it's the therapist in me, that radical acceptance, right? I'm gonna accept that I lack this area, right? I'm
Oh,
accept that I'm good in this area, and so it is what it is. I am going to be able to provide for her. I know I can bring in the bank. The other guy know that, hey, I know I can stimulate her intellectually. This is what I'm good at, so I'll
yeah.
take that. I'll take that.
Mm.
Not everybody can do that though, right? Again, when you brought up the insecurities, you brought up the doubts and stuff. Again, this is not for everybody, or this is not going to be smooth sailing for everybody. But again, if we making this choice to be in a poly relationship,
That's
right? I
that's how
make
you
this
would do
choice.
it. That's how you would do it.
Most definitely, most definitely. Like it's all about being open and honest. I'm gonna let you know from the beginning.
Let's go.
Um, what it is. I don't understand. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
because that's where the confusion gonna come in, and that's where the drama gonna come in. Baby, there's gonna be some order over here.
Yeah. I
Hey,
just
we operate with order. So look, I'm gonna be straightforward with you. I'm gonna be honest, and I want you to do the same with me.
yeah.
There's no reason to hide it or no reason to, if you weak minded in quotes per se, or if you are have insecurity issues, then this is not the place for you to be. It wouldn't be over here in this household.
Yeah.
Um, I would have you would have to have some type of confidence within yourself to be able to stand on business in this relationship, which is knowing your role, knowing what you bring to the table. I need
Mm.
you solely for my intellect.
Hey, you and your masculine energy right now. I feel you though.
Thanks, please.
Nah, but that's deep. I just for me, I feel it though. I feel like if a woman can pull that off, do your thing. I'm not mad. I'm gonna crack jokes in my mind because I'm picturing a profile picture of her like with a like with a like a crown on and the dudes in matching shirts or something like that. That's crazy. Can never I couldn't go out like that. But you know that could work for somebody. You know. Uh, do you I know you, you know, personally, the audience don't know you, but I know you like Kevin Gates, right? Like you listen to Kevin Gates, like
Yes.
and he talks a lot about letting somebody smash his wife, like his friends and stuff. Have you noticed that in his music?
Yeah, I've been knowing him and Drika.
Yeah.
They do their thing together.
Do you think that is would you be okay with doing stuff like that? Like if your man was like, "Hey, I want to watch somebody, you know, have relations with you." Would you? How would you feel
Um,
about that man? You'd be like, "Oh, he's so secure and confident," or would you be like, "This man weird"? Like, how would you feel?
is this Deborah in a different Twilight Zone, or this is regular? No,
Uh,
I wouldn't. I mean, no, I wouldn't tolerate. I know I wouldn't tolerate that. Absolutely not.
you wouldn't tolerate
Um,
him telling you that you can smash other dudes in front of
no, yeah, we're not doing that. We're not
him?
doing that. What's going on? Absolutely
I'm
not. I
just
don't think I would do that in a different Twilight Zone either.
wow. What would you
Um,
have against that?
I don't know, and I know that's crazy because I just said that in a different
Yeah,
Twilight Zone I would do poly, but
yeah. That, I
that's
feel like that's the
that's a
same
horse of
thing.
another. No, it's a horse of another color.
Uh,
That's not the that's
so what does that mean when a dude say? Like what does that mean? What makes you so concerned if a dude said that to you?
I'm not. I wouldn't say it's just not my preference. Again, it goes back to preference. That's just not my preference. I don't. You're not gonna watch me. Wait, because I'm contradicting myself. Let me see. I thought you were saying as far as what I'm picturing in my mind is somebody else coming in to our relationship. So another woman is coming in and adding
No,
on to.
no. He
So what
said
you?
he said he cool with letting his homeboy smash his wife. So would you be cool if you was with a man and he was like, "Hey, you deserve some outside, you know, um, I'm gonna call up
Yeah, no, we're not doing
Jerome
that. Yeah,
and let
it's not
him
the same
and I'm
thing.
gonna watch."
No,
No.
absolutely not. We're not doing that
What concerns you about that? Like what?
because I'm. First of all, we're not smashing homies. We're
All
not
right.
doing that.
So you would rather him y'all go
And
pick him out the club or something like at Walmart or something? Or like what? Is it a right way to do that, or that's just a no from all the way
I think
around?
the difference between the two, because I don't want to get the audience confused with me contradicting myself.
Okay.
I think that the two is One is I'm in a poly. The other one is this is my man.
Yeah, I get it. Like
So
I get it.
one of them, I'm making the choice to have multiple. The
Yeah,
other one is no, you're my man. If that makes sense.
yeah, and it's
I
like
don't want you watching me do somebody else because I'm with you. Now, if it's a conscientious choice of I'm in a poly, then obviously. But
yeah.
if I'm just you're my man and I'm your woman and you just choose to bring in somebody just for the no, that's different. That's not the same
Mm,
thing. One is a relationship monogamously, the monogam, you know what I'm saying, and then
mm-hmm.
the other one is poly.
Cause I think even in a pilot, you feel like you would have a sense of relationship with all three men. Like y'all would have a bond together versus just some new person. It's,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
But again, I don't knock anybody that do that. Like I'm here for it. If that works for you or if you like that, yeah. Um, but as for like another guy watching, and I don't even think it would be like that in the poly relationship. It would be more so of we all have our own. We all know what's going on, but it wouldn't be like they all in the room watching. Like absolutely not. We're not doing that now.
Yeah.
Um, it's certain types of the way we'll go about it.
Okay. I respect that. Do you believe men can be faithful?
Um, you remember we had that conversation?
Did we? What
You
we
remember
say?
we had that conversation one day? And what we was talking about? I think it was a movie I had watched, and the guy said he knew how to be faithful, but he didn't know how to be. He knew how to be loyal, but he didn't know how to be faithful.
Nah, that might
And a
have
lot
been
of
with
folks was like,
the other guy.
James, please.
I ain't want to say their name because they might not want their name on it, but they might have been with I don't know. But so he was saying he know how to be
So,
loyal but not faithful. What was the movie? Did I know the movie?
don't ask me that. I can't even
Oh,
remember.
okay, okay.
But he was like, he knew how to be. A lot of folks, and to me, I thought that was the same thing, right? I'm like, wait, what? Like, is that not the same thing? But
Uh, kinda. Huh?
he said he know how to be loyal, which
Mm,
was he know how to provide for his wife. He know how to make sure the bills are paid. Anytime she calls, she there, right? So that's loyal. I'm there when she needs me. I'm there to take care of, But being faithful,
yeah.
I can't do that. I can't do that. I'm gonna go
Okay.
sleep with my other women, right? So it's again that just opened my eyes. Do I think a man can be faithful? Um, yes, I like to think so.
Okay.
Call me naive. Call me naive, and I know a lot of women like, "Oh man, cheat, oh man, cheat."
Yeah, they just be
But
bitter.
broken, and that's okay.
Yeah, nah, it's all good. I feel
I
them.
think that no, because the way I look at it sometimes is I know that I'm a faithful person. I know that if I'm tied
Mm,
to, I believe in not cheating. I believe in being faithful to one person. If there's a me, I know there's another me out there. I know it is. It gotta be as it relates to that perspective
yeah,
of I solely want to be with this one person, right?
yeah,
I only want this person. So yeah, I do believe Gabe, maybe a unicorn, but I think they are out there.
yeah. I think I think there are faithful people in the world. I think that it's just rare to get a faithful person that checks off everything on the list. So
They
then you
definitely are
have to
unicorns.
but that's where the loyalty come in. That like I think it's I don't say it's easy. I think you can find a faithful person, but you just have to settle for like them not being the perfect person. Like I'm sure I'm not the perfect person for my wife. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm
But
sure.
do you believe in the loyalty versus faithfulness? What I mentioned earlier.
I think he gave his
Like, does that make
definition of
sense?
loyal. I think he gave his
Mhm.
definition of it. But
Mhm.
nah, I think that's how he defined it.
Right.
And if she agreed to that being loyal, then there they go. There you go. But I think all of it play a part because um I think the hardest thing for men to do is conquer sex. Like if you can, if as a man, if you can like conquer your urges of wanting to have sex with every fine woman you see, are not acting on. Some men are shy, but like men that are not shy that actually can like do it, are like just not focusing on sex so much. You will like get ahead in life, you know. Because once every time you think, even with me, when I think about whatever you call it, polygamy, I think about the sex part, you know. That's the first thing, you know. Oh, it's like unlimited threesomes, you know. But
Right.
that's probably not even the best thing to polygamy. It's probably like financial stability and somebody picking up where you slacking. It ain't just two people trying to figure it out. It's three or four, you know. So,
Mhm.
but at the same time, I think if men can conquer sex and understand, like, I think it's a, I don't know, man. I think it could work, but for me, I think if I could go back in time, I would have tried it. But I think in the long run, I don't think I would have liked it because I want to raise a family and this and that, and I
Yeah,
don't know
we know
how
you're a
that would.
family man, James.
Yeah, I don't know how that would relate with my family. I mean, it could work, but like people get on your nerves. Like no matter who you with, how much you love them, they get on your nerves. And I couldn't imagine having two people getting on my nerves. Like yeah, sound like a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I don't
Right,
know.
right.
But I guess when it's good, and when it's bad. Maybe I don't know. But yeah, do you think do you think wives should allow an annual threesome?
Um, this is
You being a wife,
I.
and
Mm,
he doing everything he's supposed to do. He being faithful. He not cheating, but he want an annual threesome once a year. It could be for the birthday, whatever day y'all pick, you know. But he need that, and you can pick the lady. Would you be cool with that? I mean, I ain't trying to sell it to you. I'm just like, I know that's how people probably look. Oh, you can pick her, you know, all that stuff. What you think?
me personally, no.
Okay.
Um, I don't. I think that again, if this is Deborah in the now dimension, no, because it goes against my values and beliefs, my vows. Um, as a person. Um, again, I don't think I would do that in another dimension either. Because again, at this point, we're talking about I'm a wife, so that goes against my wifely duties. I feel like we are one.
Mm,
Nobody else will come against our marriage. Nobody will step into our marriage. It's solely between us.
okay.
That's for me and my household. For the next person, if they choose to do so, I think if they come to that agreement, go for it.
Yeah.
If that works for you to spice up or that's your preference, go for it. But as for me and my household, we not doing that, baby.
Mm,
Um, I don't want to bring in a third party into our sacred marriage.
yeah, I feel that. I feel it. So, do you think cheating should be a deal breaker? Like a lot of men say that they can have sex with a woman and it don't mean nothing to them. Like they don't desire that
hmm
woman. They don't. They. It's just like a
Somebody,
handshake.
yes, a guy told me that. Because he was like, Deborah, he said it don't work like ah. He was like, it don't work like that. And I can't remember what we was talking about. He was telling me about me being a perfectionist, and we was talking about whatever, and he was like, you know that I could have sex with somebody and it be just that, and then I go on about my business. He was like, women look at sex different than men do. He was like, I can go have sex with somebody, and again, like you said, it's just whatever. Versus women that get so attached to it. And it opened my eyes because I was like, what? And I hadn't saw it from that perspective before. And
Mm.
I was like, interesting, interesting. And so I really forgot the question. What was the question? What was
Oh,
the
should
question?
cheating be a deal breaker? Like,
Oh so no, it's definitely a deal breaker for me. Um, but again, when I heard it from that perspective, it was like, well, when you put it like that, it's like, dog, okay. But I mean, regardless, even though I saw a different my mind was open to that perspective, I still it's still a deal breaker for me.
Mm.
Even though you consider it as just a handshake, or if you just look at it as something that's meaningless, you know that it means a lot to me. So that's disrespecting me, even if it's meaningless to you, even if it's just seen as a handshake, right? If it's just a
Mm.
handshake, you shouldn't be handshaking with nobody, right? I don't need your hands on nobody. Your hands should be solely on me, right?
Okay.
So, yeah, it's definitely a deal breaker for me. I've asked myself that a lot of times, like, hey, if that was to happen, I rebuke it. But like, would I be able to take that person back, or would I be able to, try again? I know a lot of people, has gone through that a lot, and they still try to make it work because I've been with this person for 15 years, or we have shared so much, we have been through so much. I still want to make it work, even though they cheated. Um, I don't think that's something that I can get past. I'm gonna always think about you being with that person. That's always gonna cross my mind.
Mm.
Um,
So you wouldn't
and
be
I just
able
don't
to
want to put myself
forgive.
through that.
You would
I
have
think I
like
could forget. I think I could definitely forgive them. It's a matter of the trust.
it's broken
I
though.
love that person. Right. I love that person. I love that person too much, and I love myself too much to allow them to be with somebody that constantly questions if they doing right. Especially if somebody cheated and you doing everything right. Right. You doing everything you're supposed to, and you still cheat. So now it's like a matter of what am I doing here?
But what
Right. Like I
what if
can't.
he tell you that it has nothing to do with you? Like it
Then
had
again,
nothing
that
to
means
do with what you was doing or what you wasn't doing. I just
then I
did
mean
it.
it's a flaw in him. There's a flaw in him,
Okay.
or there's something that he needs to work on. That's something that we don't need to be together anyway. Then, if it ain't got nothing to do with me and it's solely you, that's something that you need to be working
So he
on,
need to
right?
go
And
figure
even if
that out,
you need to figure that out. And I'm not even saying it in a way of it's a flaw. When one aspect it could be a flaw, in another aspect it may just be your preference to do that. And if that's the case, again,
Mm,
that's wonderful. You go ahead and do that over there.
yeah.
Not over here with Miss Deborah, right? So it's more of we don't need to be together anyway.
Right.
Um, because I can't see myself. I'm gonna look at you differently, is what I'm saying. I'm
Yeah.
gonna look at you differently, and it won't be the same. And I can't. I love you too much and myself too much to allow myself to continue to see you that way.
Right. Right. So, do you think a man? What did I say? Do you think a man can love two women at the same time?
Yes. Um, I don't think now. There's a big debate of in love. Now, is the question love or in love?
What's the difference?
There's a big difference. So a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm in love with two people. You can never be." And I'm here to tell the world, "Hey, Ms. Deborah say you can never be in love with two people at one time. If you
Mm,
ever thought you was in love with two people at one time, you were wrong. You
mm.
can love two people, yes, but you can never be in love with two people at the same time. Because if you ever felt that you was in love with two people at the same time, you was never in love with. Always pick the second person. Because if you was truly in love with the first person,
That's
you would have
deep.
never fell for the second one.
That's deep. I want to argue against this, but then when I think
Please,
about it,
there is no argument.
yeah, yeah. When I think about it, like when I think about me meeting my wife, right? I had other women like on rotation,
Mhm.
and I like I like them, and one of them I kind of like more than like, I wouldn't say I loved her or nothing, but I instantly cut them off, and I didn't even care to look at other women or stuff like that. Like that was the most I've like dedicated myself to a woman, and I was like, well, dang. So I get what you're saying because it's like the reason it's not possible to me is like because you be so infatuated with that person that you don't even like it. it's hard to even think about somebody else. I want to be with somebody else because you're so infatuated with that person at that time.
That's why I never understood cheating. Like never understood
But
how somebody could cheat.
I think it's still temporary though. I think being in love with somebody is temporary. I don't think you can be in love with somebody forever. I think it
For sure.
goes like,
Yeah, it comes and goes. It
yeah, I think
definitely
it come
comes
and
and
go.
goes.
Yeah.
But as it relates to your question, it's still the same as it
Yeah.
relates to you. Look, you solely stop talking to everybody because you was in love with your wife. If you think you in love with two people, choose the second person because you would have never failed for the first one. I mean, you would have never failed for the second one if you was truly in love with that person.
Yeah.
You love now. You can love somebody again. You can love somebody and be in love with the other person. There's
Yeah.
a difference.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can love that person, really, really like that person, but you will know the one that you're in love with.
Mm. Mm. And do you do you think polygamy could be the answer for bisexual people? You know,
Um,
I'm a preference it for you though. Like say a woman that likes men and women, but she feels like, oh, maybe I'm gonna have to marry a man because that's what society, deems as normal. But you know, she could just do polygamy and have a wife and a husband. Best of both worlds. She can still have a child that she got with her partner and still have her wife too.
I don't think it would be I don't think it would be solve a problem. I think
Hmm.
if you individual is bisexual, then you just bisexual. You just be
Yeah,
who
but
you want to.
what if they
Like
want to marry though? Like what if they want to marry? But I guess that
marry who?
goes back
Like
to
marry.
what if they, I don't know. What if they just want to live in a true like? But I guess okay, I'm being closed minded. Maybe I'm thinking like bisexual mean that you always with two people, but it just means you like two people and you don't have a preference, but you still can
Right.
fall in
Like you
love with
don't.
one sex and marry that sex. I
I think if that person is bisexual, I think it'd be more of like they bisexual. And I'm not really sure. Um, I think if they like a guy, they like a guy. They like a girl, they like a girl.
Yeah,
Whichever one, they go and date that person, or they go and
yeah.
if we talking about marriage,
It's not two at a time type thing.
yeah. Um, if if we talking about marriage, then if they want to marry one, go for it. Or if they just want to continue to, do their thing,
Yeah, I just
do your thing.
I just used to have a thing where like when I was younger, I did talk to some bisexual women. I never I never dated one and knew that. Well, I did date one, but I ain't date her. We just was like in like closely involved. But in my mind, I wouldn't count them talking to a girl that's cheating on me. But that's what I thought. I never had to face that straight up. But I know,
Hmm.
but maybe I would, or maybe she was talking to like a woman that presented herself as a man. Then yeah, I would take that probably. I don't know, but it just I don't know. That's probably was I was just the immature side of me. Now I probably would be like this. I don't know though. I don't really know. But would you date a bisexual man?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
wait, wait, wait,
Oh, damn, see, like why
wait, that's
wouldn't
my
you date a
bad. I'm sorry.
why wouldn't you date a bisexual man?
Is that a question for real? What is going on? Absolutely not. That goes against everything. Like what I look like. Um, no, that would not be.
Or what if he had like an experience in the past and like he's like I'm not like that. I just experienced it. But I strictly
I
date
would have
women.
to.
I'm delivered. You know what he say? I'm delivered. I'm not gay no
James,
more.
please. James, please.
Nah, I'm for
Yeah.
real. Like somebody doing it.
So, um, I would have to respectfully pass.
Mm.
Um,
Due
strongly
to
pass.
due to like you feeling like it's too much competition.
James, please. Um, I would not. No, I'm not worried about any competition. um, I just that's just not my cup of tea. I just would strongly pass.
I feel you. I
I'm not
feel
knocking that person or with their past. Um, I thank God that he was delivered. Um, but as for me and my household, we would have to respectfully decline for
I
sure.
I feel you. Okay. Um, we've reaching the end point. I've ran out of questions, but I did enjoy this conversation. Definitely gotta have you back. Um, is there anything you would like to say before you go? Anything you would like to promote?
I just want to say thank you for having me for sure. I definitely enjoyed the conversation. Definitely some eye opening moments. Learned a lot. Um, Again, thank you for having me. I would like to promote my business. I have a consulting business, a more LLC. That's AMOUR LLC, and I am a life coach and consulting. So I talk to people about dating yourself. I do relationship advice, um, all of that about like just like I said, dating yourself and being able to work on yourself in your singleness. But also, if you're in a relationship, I help you with couples counseling,
Okay.
relationship advice. And then I also do hits. So you can check out my website at amoreamorellc.com, and it explains everything there. And you can pick the option of if you want a life coach or if you just need some advice on things. That's what it's all about. Just hit me up on my website. And then social medias are all the same as well. A more and more LLC on all social media platforms.
I love it.